stand.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Schepisi.
Thank you. Through the Senate President, I'm going to have a little bit of a different perspective than my colleague, but and I'm going to speak a little bit more to the process of this bill. As we all know, I think upwards of 20%, if not more, of all the bills passed in this chamber need to be further amended due to unintended consequences contained therein. On a topic this important and this controversial, we owe not only the residents we represent, but ourselves the opportunity for robust discussion and debate on this particular bill. The bill as drafted was only provided to members of the Senate Health Committee at almost 6 p.m. on Thursday evening. I recognize that it's a compromise bill put forth last minute after discussion between the sponsors and the governor's office, but that does not change the fact that it was snuck in at literally the 11th hour with no language available to members of the public, advocates, or even members of the Health Committee who wanted to express either their support or objections thereto. As we sit here today, abortion in New Jersey is legal and safe, and there is absolutely nothing in the upcoming session that would change that. To put forth this legislation in this fashion without enabling members of the public to be able to weigh in is public policy at its absolute worst. And in light of where we stand in New Jersey right now, it's really merely virtue signaling. I'm a bit of a unicorn on this topic. I happen to be a pro-choice Republican woman, but I have significant concerns not only about the lack of process in moving this forward in this manner, but potentially the unintended consequences of the provisions in this bill. We are precluding us as members of the legislature from amending or changing this bill in the future in the event of unintended consequences. And as Senator Oraho mentioned, particularly for minor women, if we find a year or two from now that New Jersey has had an uptick in human traffickers, people who exploit young girls, utilizing our state as a haven for having abortions performed with no repercussions, that may be something that we as this body want to go back and take a look at. We also included last-minute language allowing civil rights lawsuits. Nobody who I've spoken to can really provide any sort of real firm information as to who those civil lawsuits could apply to. The ramifications of allowing these lawsuits potentially could even be used against medical professionals who may object pursuant to the 1974 Conscientious Clause laws. It could conceivably even apply to members of this legislature if we in the future realize that there is something within this bill that needs to be changed. We could find ourselves potentially, if we put forth something in good faith, finding ourselves being sued in a civil rights lawsuit. So for those reasons, but most particularly because of the lack of process, I respectfully ask you to reconsider putting this forth today. We will be back in session tomorrow. Let the appropriate discussion and debate take place. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.